Hello, YouTube. This is Rudy from Market Driven. Today, I'll be doing a Manhattan market report on a 2022 Kia EV6 all-wheel drive GT-Line. I believe this is one of their top-of-the-line models. I think the one below would be Wind package. This one is the higher-up version of it. I remember seeing these vehicles when they first came out, and I thought, wow, these vehicles are beautiful. They're gorgeous, they're well-designed. They look amazing to the point where I actually wanted one. But when I priced it out, I think a sticker was up in the 50 range. I think the lower one was started at like 40,000, but uh, at that time they actually were giving a rebate of the tax. You would get a tax break on it of the 7,500 when you bought an electric vehicle. That has gone away, and laws have changed. Now you can only get the tax rebate when you purchase a vehicle that has only been built in the United States. So if you buy a vehicle, for example, this being a import, you do not get that tax. Now, I know some manufacturers are giving this this rebate towards their vehicles just to create demand and have people that benefit of, hey, we'll give you an extra 7,500 if you buy a vehicle, but it does not come from the government. That's really important to understand that. This one is in all-wheel drive, what I'll be doing a breakdown. So base MMR is 32,300. That's pretty much when you average out compared to all the other ones. That's where it starts out. Now let's just add the mileage of 517. So you have an average odometer of 20,517. Now in the past, we are going to enter 2024. So in the past 2 years, that means it has an average of 10,000 miles a year. Average condition is 4.6. MMR ranges between 30,600 up to 34,100, just depending on the vehicle. Could be due to mileage. Estimated retail price on these is 37,200. It's really interesting to see these because I remember when they, like I said, they came out. They were at a 50, higher 50s, and I'll be able to kind of give you a price point on a newer one to let you know how much they cost. I think I just priced one out, and I'm starting sticker price on this specific trim level. It starts at 58,000, not adding anything on. GT-Line all-wheel drive. Now let's look at some transactions. So you can see there's some available, some current CRs. They're all averaging around 4.650. And here are some breakdowns. So if you look at historical data, in the 1st of December, one sold with 30,000 miles with 15,000 miles less. Now if you see that, you can kind of give you some reference point. This is at that. So this the base MMR average odometer was 20,600. This one had that one I sold. It had 15,306 miles and an average point of condition report of 4.6. Now, condition report, that is what the condition of the vehicle is based off. They do a dive look into the vehicle. If the car has any wheel scuffs, bumper damage, that's how they come up with a grade. Now, the car is more worn. For example, needs, like I said, tires or needs some bumper work or interior or check engine light, and that does affect the grade of the vehicle. This one was sold in Pennsylvania and it sold for 30,000. The next one sold pretty much kind of similar. 5,000 miles spread, higher condition report, sold for $20 more in Nashville, and it keeps going more. Now the latest one that we have, as far as like the oldest transaction that we have, is back to September 13. That sold for 34,600 with 20,000 miles. And then, wow, this one sold for 43,300 with 744 miles, 5.0 in New England. Wow, that's really interesting. That one brought some really, really good money. That means that there was some high demand for that vehicle. And it's really interesting to see that. This one was a 3.9, sold in Riverside. Had a 3-point condition report, sold for 29.7, so a little bit below. It could have been because of the condition report. Let's say we put 3.9, that drops it down to 31.6. So it sold $2,000 below MMR. So yeah, that one's an interesting one. And why I wanted to do a breakdown on this specific vehicle is because of this. So if you look at historical data, right? Historical data is really, really important. And gives an idea of how the market's going to do. And we are coming up to the end of the year. This is December. So market tends to kind of drop down. Demand slows down. People are more focused on Christmas. And you start to see who is, there's a quote saying, who's swimming naked, right? And this is what it is, right? So if you look at 1 year ago, this car was trading at 57,200. Now, 1 year ago it was 2023, so that meant this vehicle was a year old at that time. So if you were to do the math from that, so 57,200 minus 32,300, that is $25,000 depreciation in just a year, right? And this is just transactional trade. So this past full year, 365 days, this vehicle has traded down to 32,000. It started at 57 and it slowly started unwinding all the way down to 32,000. Now, there's more historical that we could look at. So in the first 6 months of the year was the most depreciation, because if you look at 6 months ago, these vehicles were trading at around 42,000. So that's $10,000 difference. Right? That's in the past 6 months. It's definitely slowed down the depreciation compared to the first 6 months of the year. That's a big drop, and a big. If you own these vehicles, I definitely would feel bad for you, because you can tell me that, oh, it doesn't really matter, I'm just going to trade it out, but you can't trade out of negative equity. Yes, you can lease these vehicles, so you can own them, get rid of them after 3 years, but what were the lease breakdowns, and what were the lease offers at that time when you purchased the vehicle? How much money did you put down? How much money did you give as down payment or as drive offs, right? That's really important. And past 30 days, 30,100. So you can kind of see it's definitely slowed down. In the past month, it's traded around under $1,000, but you can kind of tell, it's roughly they're around the same. There's no recent transactions as of today, so we really don't know. Next month, it is projecting that it'll drop 31.5. This is based off market, based off what's out there in the market, based off Manheim gives out that number, and it tells you, hey, we think that the vehicle is actually going to drop another $700 more, just so you know. And estimated retail, that's what they think the vehicle should sell for. But this is really, really shocking to see. Is there a demand for EV vehicles, specifically for non-domestic? Do people want that? I've seen videos where commercials where they talk about Toyota, and now they're literally giving it away. And one of the things that I always tell everyone is that, look, when you start seeing what I told everyone a year and a half ago, it's like, hey, when you start seeing Toyota giving discounts on anything, you should know that it's over. Like, the party is over, and it's just an unwind from there. And what I mean by that, it's like, there's no back to, oh man, car prices are gonna go up. Buy up everything as you can, because people are gonna go looking for this inventory. No, that's not gonna exist anymore. At this time, we lived in a world where it was hyperinflation, and values of vehicles skyrocketed, and now they're starting to unwind. And you have to think about these customers that purchase these vehicles. They were loyal to the whole EV movement. These people are now 25 negative, right, in 1 year. They could have made payment. They paid cash, right? Okay. Let's talk about they paid cash. Now the cash customers coming in today and asking, hey, I want to trade out of my vehicle. What are you going to give me for my vehicle? Oh, well, I'll probably give you 34 because I feel like, the vehicle's clean, whatever, 34. Even if you give 34, well, I paid 60 for it a year ago. How can you give me only 34? And that's, that's just one scenario. The other scenario would be like, well, this customer, your vehicle has appreciated $25,000 in 1 year. We're going to give you 34. Well, how's that even possible? I owe 60K for it now. It's like, well, I'm financing it. Well, did you make more payments? No, my payment stays the same. At the end of the day, did you send double? No, you probably didn't. They probably didn't double their payments, which, why would you? Most of the cases when maybe the money was a lot cheaper compared to now, why would you pay more? Why would you pay off something where it has a low interest? Or even going down to a lease, on the lease, the good thing of it, if you did lease them, because at the end of the lease, you could just give it back. You don't have to worry about it. And so, yeah, it's really interesting to see that. And I did want to show what the Kia is offering. So Kia currently is offering $7,500 lease bonus. Now, this is all coming straight from Kia. It is not coming from the government. Kia is offering this incentive for you to buy their vehicle. And you can kind of see, they're pushing the EPA estimate, 310 range. Is that enough? I don't know. I would think that this vehicle's being, technology and all that, they're already come out with a vehicle, 600-mile range, 1,000-mile range. Where's that vehicle at? Maybe they don't want to have that vehicle out yet because just throw. I mean, let's just say if the manufacturers came out, it's like, we have produced a vehicle with a 1,000-mile range. At that point, why would you not trade out of an ICE vehicle? An internal combustion engine. Why would you not? An ICE vehicle is a gasoline vehicle, or diesel vehicle. But why would you? It's a no-brainer. Trade out, 1,000 miles. That's something that you pretty much don't charge for 1 year, for 1 month. Sorry, 1 month. And why hasn't that technology came up? And maybe at that time, they'll probably will create demand, but 300 miles does not do it for me. And I don't know about if it does it for anyone else. But yeah, it's really interesting. So, like I said, today we did a breakdown of a 2022 Kia EV6 all-wheel drive GT-Line. Starting sticker price on this. Well, I think sticker price on this one is around $58,000. No incentives from the government. So it is coming straight discounted from the manufacturer to get this vehicle. 1 year ago, trading around $57,000, and today we find ourselves at around $32,000. With a lot of depreciation on him. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. If you have any vehicles that you'd like for me to do a breakdown, please put it in the comments and I'll be sure to do it. Thank you so much.